you have to wait for her to make the first move. That's where that consent bridge comes in, and then people are like, oh, only if she consents to it before you guys move forward. But at the same time, she's telling you, are you not a man? Take control, stuff like that.
If a woman tells me that's a red flag.
No. I'm saying how we grew up. It's because we've unlearned that now. We've not like, that's not how it should work. But there's some people who went with that instruction of the man should be the one to make the first one, blah, blah, blah. This is where a lot of guys start making the first mistake. And I mentioned it again in that, red flag, green flag episode we had. If she's even stark naked in front of you, like, yeah, I'm sorry, but that's not a green light still.
What up, people? It's your favorite podcast, man, back again with another one. I'm Michael Scenario.
And I'm Mura Wagunkoya.
And you're welcome to Menisms, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back again. We have no guests today. It is just us, which is even better because sometimes when it's just us, we can have more authentic conversations. So, of course, how are you, my G?
I'm good, as always.
How's life treating you?
Yeah, it's not bad. Well, wait, what am I saying? It's bad, please. This Nigeria guy, I'm tired. In December again, we're back to struggling for petrol.
Funny? We talked about this on the episode when we first came back about how in Nigeria you're always talking about you're tired.
Yeah, I know. I remember, and I'm so stressed by it. Like I can't wait to just be like, oh man, things are good.
I've been stressed.
Life is flourishing.
I just told myself after today, see, I'm enjoying my Christmas. I don't care anymore, man. I'm tired.
Like, bro, I spent 4 hours of my morning trying to get petrol. I don't understand how I should do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have been doing my life like that, but well.
My fuel tank from my car before I went on tour was 20k. It cost me 43,000 to fill it up, and it's a Honda. And
that fill up it's not like you're going to more places. It's not like
it's traffic. It's still I'm wasting exactly. Most of my fueling.
And even then to do that fill up,
now it's already almost quarter has gone already.
Even then to get a chance to fill up now is luxury because you have to spend like hours on the queue just to fill up.
Always trick for anybody that wants to always have
an
attendant guys that are there that you know you're going to give 2k 3k extra to. That every time I'm always ready to pay that 2-3k extra, even to area boys. Like, I don't care because my convenience is the most important. But
yeah,
again, to everybody that's in Nigeria right now that's going through it, whether it's the dollar crisis, whether it's the country itself, look, it's December, so make sure you try and enjoy yourself. Try and at least take some days off. You get what I'm saying? That you just say, man, fuck it, man, I'm just going to live my best life, have fun, and then you come back to the reality. Because guess what? It's not running away, cha.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
That's why you come to Sunday Last Year, of course. That's why we're wearing shirts. Sunday Last Year, December 17th, City Girls Edition. Ladies, I'll see you there. But of course, we're going to start off with the questions that we always get from you guys, which we appreciate. Keep sending them in. Of course, we'll read them. First one, another banger as the name. Well done. What's good, guys? Shout out to you for everything you contribute to my growth. Appreciate you. I got a question. I broke up with my ex from secondary school because she double dated and I couldn't tell she really loved me after begging to get back together for about a year, but I couldn't continue. Fast forward to 5 years later, she sends me a DM and I see it's her, but I don't reply. Then I see her pictures on Instagram and she's gotten really hot now. If I reach out, I'm sure we'll bond, but we didn't get to have sex when we were dating. Do you think I should reply and be friends with benefits or just forget about her? Bye-bye.
Forget about her, man. I'm sorry.
Send that DM.
Forget about her.
Send that DM, bye-bye. That was 5. What did you know in secondary school?
Oh, my God.
Like, I told you guys in Nigeria take this secondary school thing too seriously, I beg. Bye-bye. That was secondary school. Nobody knew anything. Let's see. So let's say you graduated at 17 now. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. The life that I've been through, the young adults phase I'm going through now, that DM our job.
Let me tell you why.
You are a different man.
Let me tell you why.
The girls I couldn't DM in secondary school, once I got to uni.
So let me tell you why I disagree. If it's somebody he had prior emotional attachment with who hurt him, who hurt him? Let me tell you something. No matter what, especially if she knows that she hurt him.
You are the emotional one between us. You always say it's
no,
me,
I mean, fair. I'll take it. If she knows she hurt him, let me tell you, that power is never leaving her hands.
What did you know in secondary school? Do you not?
We keep saying this.
Speak from a real perspective of the guy says she's a babe now.
Okay. A babe does not mean that she's not emotionally manipulative.
Do you not hear what he said? He said, look, friends with look, I'm just keeping it real.
You haven't seen men be destroyed with friends with benefits?
At 22.
Let me tell you what's going to happen.
What did you know at 22?
Let me tell you what's going to happen.
What did you know at 22?
He'll DM the babe, right? they're gonna link up. He's gonna be blown away. She's hot now. He's probably hotter as well, So they're gonna like vibe and everything, and he wants to smash, he wants to do everything. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. They'll smash on the first day. Maybe she's even up her skills. They never had sex, right? So now she's now in this place where she's going to wow him. He's anticipated sex with her since before they even.
How do you know he doesn't have self-control? Like he's now going to be in the lead. There are girls.
What does lead mean?
There are girls that used to be like,
bro.
This
Let me tell you.
There are girls that used to be like this in secondary school. By the time I'm not saying I knew everything.
Yeah,
Because there's girls that still got me.
Okay.
But by the time I got to secondary school, there's certain girls that before they shake, I know if he shake for you.
And boy, you're talking about a different context. We're talking about somebody who cheated on him, double dated.
That was in secondary school.
Wait now. Now he would DM her. They will link up. They will have sex. He's gonna start catching feelings.
Double dated.
Sorry, young man, don't send that DM.
Bro, you are.
Because when you catch feelings,
sure
you're going to be destroyed.
16 years old when she double dated. Baba, none of us know anything. By 22, that's when things count. When you're in your 20s, to me, that's when things count.
Yeah, but that's when things count with the new people. Not with the same people you had that were hurting you at 16.
What did she really hurt you for? She went on double dates.
Okay. All right. Well, I've given my own take. He has his own take. I've told you, don't send that DM.
Baba, you better
Lock
send
it up.
that DM. And if it doesn't work out, guess what? You are 22 years old.
There are billions of other
women
exactly.
around. So you still, but at least have peace of mind saying, if it's a babe, I ain't got, say you've never DM'd a babe before it was just, okay. But then all of a sudden,
So how do you know I'm not speaking from experience?
Because you've already casted, you had a babe back then for a long time now.
Even if I did, doesn't mean I didn't have single moments. I was single at intervals.
In your young 20s.
Yeah. I was single from 21 to 23, 24. Which is the prime of being single and prime of my 20s. So.
I don't think that's the prime of being single though. Prime of
21 to 23 is
24, 25.
Agreed.
When money small day.
No, I'm even talking about like the formative after secondary school time. So yeah, I had my experiences. So, anyways, point is, he thinks you should send that DM. I don't think you should.
Fuck that, man.
Protect your heart, but hey,
which one's your heart? Learn early.
All right, so we'll go to the next question.
One, let's see.
So this is real or fake name James. Hello guys, great podcast. Thank you very much. Love it, and I have learned a lot. We're glad you have. Is it a general thing or just me? I find it difficult to go more than one round with my girlfriend, who I love dearly. After one round of sex, I find it difficult to get my pee up until the next day. Okay. But whenever I am with my side chick.
I love it. Or paid chick.
I'm sorry, but I didn't see it coming. I'm going to just start from that. Damn, that was a plot twist. But whenever I'm with my side chick or paid chick, I find myself super active and can go 3 to 4 rounds. What exactly is the problem?
I want to read this again. Is it a general thing or just me? I find it difficult to go more than one round with my girlfriend, who I love dearly. Let's remember that statement. After one round of sex, I find it difficult to get my dick up until the next day. But whenever I'm with my side chick or a paid chick, I find myself super active and can go 3-4 rounds. What is the problem? You are a bastard.
Let's first start with that.
My guy, I get where you're coming from, but you're a bastard.
See, on this podcast, we would scrutinize.
How can you say?
We would chastise.
Honest, why would you confidently type this even and just say, "My bros, please, how can you help me? You know my girlfriend, I love her, but let's
actually. Chick. So first of all, I'm actually glad he's honest. So that's good. I mean,
no, that's what I said.
You're being honest about the situation.
Like,
yes.
even me call you a bastard. So like, we be men, we understand. It's not supporting it, but.
So again, I mean, I really need for us as guys to just, if you say you love someone, now we haven't even answered the question yet, we'll get to it. But if you say you love someone, like, love them, like, just love them. And part of loving the person is not having a side chick.
I feel like a lot of us guys don't actually know the real concept of love. And it's scary that a lot of us don't know, because again, it's also based off the examples you see and the environment you're in, and unfortunately,
because if you grew up in a family where your father loved your mother, but you always saw that
side chicks,
to you, that's your version of what love is supposed to be, and your mom was also not complaining like that.
I feel like a lot of us, our definition of love is obviously there's the babe you go do anything for. You guess like this is the girl I do anything for. However, as a man, as some of us will think is
that is the man's DNA.
Those side chicks can never get anything close to what the main baby is.
To me, the concept makes no sense. It makes no sense because, first of all, the love of your life, so to say, is meant to have there should only be room for that one person. I don't believe in that whole men will be men. I'm sorry, but it's a lame
I don't
excuse
believe in side
for
chick.
lack of
I don't believe
discipline.
because the thing is, even with side chicks, like if I'm talking from the past, and even that whenever I have a girlfriend, I'm chill. But obviously, when I was single, grab babes. Like, if you're a side chick, I can never promise you anything, sweetheart. Like, that's why I can't even call you a side chick because I ain't promising you nothing. And that's the mistake a lot of guys make. You keep a girl as a side chick that you're giving half of the promises that you will give a main girlfriend, which is why you are selling the dream. Which is why I say, why even do that in the first place? Because that's more stress.
Yeah, you see, they do it because they believe that's how they need to keep her at arm's length, but close enough
The funny thing
where
is,
she's not going away.
I feel like every time you sell dreams to a side chick, that's not keeping arms length. That's even what's causing the problem.
No, so look at it like this, right? So say, for example, I'm this person who the value I bring to the table for this side chick, right, is either the favors I give to her or maybe even my performance in bed. You get it? I mean, it could be anything. So for me to keep her close enough, but not so close that it's affecting my marriage or relationship or whatever it is, I'm going to have to pacify her. And one of the ways I can pacify her is give her promises of, oh, you know what, don't worry, this weekend I'm going to be free. I'm traveling for work. I'll take you with me, so we can spend quality. So these are the things.
No.
These are the things that men will say, right?
I ain't promising you
Now,
nothing.
the problem is that when it's time to now divide your time between them, because no matter what, both parties would always need your time. That's where the problem always comes
But
in.
you see, that's what I'm saying.
So that's why hearing the men say that, oh, you're my, how can I see, my wife is my wife, like, please, don't disrespect my wife like that.
I'd rather even you just be like, I'm not supportive, but what I'm saying is like, again, that's already creating the stress because it's like, yo, if you're gonna have a side chick or something, get what I'm saying? It's like, yo, if I'm free, you hit me up when I'm free, Sha. If I'm not free, don't disturb me.
But it doesn't always come so conveniently like that.
Hey, sweet, hey, but that's what I'm saying. And I know obviously as you get older in certain positions, you get
that's what I'm saying. It's not as easy.
Like if it, but I don't want to use myself as an example. No.
All right, fair.
No, but what I'm saying, because obviously I never reach certain level where I won't reach, and even in that level, that's what I'm saying. Like even when you get to a certain high position, I always look okay. It's like when I see some of these OGs now or older men that have these side chicks and shits now. Like for example, I've started watching Real Housewives of Lagos, by the way, which by the way, lovely show, ladies. If you know,
it's right up your alley.
So yeah, stupid. It's because of, but
you like shit like that.
But
yeah.
I noticed all of them had the same story, and some of them even be side chicks, right? And I'm like, as the man, especially at that level, you have way more to lose keeping a side chick compared to a chick that's on the side.
I see what you mean.
Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
Side chick is with that investment,
commitment, there's something
a little
involved,
emotional. Yeah. Chick on the side is just one babe that's there.
If you're available,
on my availability. Do you see what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like, why not just do that? That there's no emotional connection compared to side chick. That side chick too. See how Real Housewives of Lagos. Some of them will go and carry their chest. You're not even the main one.
So you know the thing. You have to think about it from the fact that because you are looking at it from the angle of the girl is the one coming to you that she wants you. Think about it.
Even if I'm coming to you.
No, I'm not saying a lot of the guys actually want that emotional connection.
Hell no, man.
Bro, haven't you heard? You haven't heard situations of, oh, if I met you earlier, I would have married you. A lot of guys mean it.
I've heard that.
A lot of guys mean it. And the truth is, they want this person as someone they can talk to in place of their wife. That's why you hear that a lot of times they are complaining to their side chicks about the wife.
And that's the miss.
You only get to that point
guys,
if you're...
Whoever those guys that do that, that's why I say you fuck it up for because again, rule number one, why are you telling your side chick about your main chick?
Well, again, I can't really relate to these things.
That's free ammo you are giving because whether you like, because maybe just the fear I have, like I said, back in the day, like when I had my girls and shit, back in the day, long time ago. When I had that, like, I go and tell one girl about another girl,
yeah,
and you tell women talk,
and then it's a
who says she won't go and tell her own friends? That can now be a friend of one of my girl's friends that go around. And again, women are that girl. One day she can see you and your wife just happy. Isn't this the nigga that told me? Let me just go on. Now that social media era is here, let me tell you guys about this man.
So I fully agree. Again, guys, we need to actually this culture of. It will take us time because it's apparently so normalized now. But we need to, as much as possible, tell our next guy. Just if you're going to love someone, give them the respect that comes with the love. Give them the give them the, just give them everything that comes with the love. Because
Bruh, I'm just like, don't tell any side chick about your main.
no,
Just, she's gonna be,
don't
if
even
she-
have.
let
don't-
her just
let's-
be a chick on the side
see,
if
don't-
you're going to do. Don't,
so the thing is, this is the whole topic. Okay, we can't have
it's
it here.
a topic.
It's a topic, right?
But to answer his
yeah,
question,
exactly. Go with your
there's
answer.
two things I noticed. One, because I've heard some men say that, saying like they can't have sex with their girl the way they do a side chick or another.
That
babe
was going to be my
because
point.
they're
Yeah.
trying to be all romantic. Oh, this is my baby, my sweetheart. Yo, if you my babe, you my freak. What the fuck? Like, we freak. Like, I need my girl to be my biggest freak.
That may not be. I feel like his own problem could come from. So apart from just being the person that he loves, right? They see the person they love as not so sexually attractive anymore. Particularly because one, I mean, it kind of still, it's a bit of a branch off from what you mentioned earlier. You're not trying to experiment with this person. Now, when I say experiment, it doesn't have to be that, tie me up to the ceiling. No. It could just be that, you guys are communicating about your sexual life and maybe discussing how maybe you want to take it up a notch or something this person did that this person is not doing that the other person would like. I don't feel like there's any communication in that ground, right?
And so that's what I'm saying. Like, with some people now that have their babes, they don't want to, what's the word I'm looking for? Expect or grow to a certain level with that babe sexually, in the point that, oh, let's try and be open to this. Let's talk about it, because there's a perception they have about their babe, or there's a level they just want to keep their babe to. And this is like Niger guys, because you even talked about it at one point. Even like, I think we've talked about it actually in one of our episodes about like how like your wife is like the
we have
precious one. Yeah. I would say the precious one that you don't. Well, with the side, like, we've all been like,
well,
the
the
girl
side
that's
chick
not
is
your
all
babe
freaky all the way,
is freedom, because it's like, oh, like there's no repercussions, quote unquote, to their head, because guess what? I'm still going home to my wife. So if I
they're not.
freak, if
So
I'm
to them,
freaky
they're
with
not
you-
discussing the sex after the sex.
But then I'm like, that's the most stupid thing, because it's like, if you're with the girl that's your girl, that you guys are together, you would think that's when you want to be the freak, because that's the one person you should be yourself with. Because I won't lie, I couldn't be freaky with a girl I ain't that. I mean, I could, but I couldn't fully. What I mean is, let me.
There you go. Yeah, you probably wanna.
I was about to say back in the day. So like, for example, if like my girl now, right?
Yeah.
We can go all out because you're my babe.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, that
we
makes
can
sense. That's
talk
what it
about
should be. Yeah.
Exactly. Meanwhile, if you're not my babe, first off, I can't go all out with you because number one, I don't know if I'm the only one. Let's just start there. Vice versa, you don't know if I'm the only one.
Fair. I mean,
Number two, we not even date that level. We're not even at that level yet that will make me open up in a way that is like, oh, I just want to be all out. You get what I'm saying? And number three, I don't know if you go talk. The one freak, like, let's be real. I'm being so.
So we'll be like, oh yeah, so guys, that Michael guy is freaky as hell. It made me eat him out. Oh, yeah.
Bro, let me tell you. See, that's why I said I became so private after college, because I will never forget. There were some girls, and it's even happened after college, but college what made me start changing. When I started seeing how it was more girls telling other girls about who I was sleeping with than me, bro, I never used to go around, and to today, I stand on that. If we slept together, yes, everybody will say, yeah, you're a playboy and shit, because yeah, you see me around girls chilling, but
you don't
the funny
know
thing,
details
I'm not
of
even sleeping
nothing.
with all these
Exactly.
girls. That's the funny thing. The ones I'm saying, you will never know. But then it's the other girls now that will go cha 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 cha. And I said, hey, I had to be way more discreet, bro.
Yeah.
So imagine now with the side chick or a girl on the side, I went to go and do my freaky thing with. One girl even did it when I first moved back in Lagos. Small kissing in car and other stuff. Small kissing in car. And then obviously
Oh
it
God.
progressed to something else, but we didn't sleep together in the car. You get what I'm saying? That's one thing. Lo and behold, a week later, one of her friends, who's my friend, now came to me.
I heard
that you guys were in the car. I
the worst.
said, you
the worst.
motherfucker.
But the thing is, I actually have a very different take from this guy's predicament. It could also be, there's this thing that some guys have. I think a good number of guys actually. When you have I don't want to say a new babe per se, but a babe that has not seen you finish. When you have a new babe, you want to impress her.
How?
Now, when I say impress her, I mean like you're going to go the rounds. You're going to go okay, you know what? Let me just clean up. We're going to go back again, round 2, round 3. But when is your babe? You're like, man, she already knows my skills. I mean, if I do one round, now, obviously, this is not what he's thinking, right? But this is how psychologically the mind works. You're like, okay, I mean, we go one round. I don't really need to put any more into that. After she knows already that I'm good in bed, so there's no need for me to really put in.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah. No, and that's another I said, like, so a good number, especially guys who condone the whole side chick dynamic in their relationships, they usually would want to impress that side chick. So she has a reason to stay, sort of. It's like, and she also has a reason to kind of, guys low-key like that kiss and tell. Sometimes they like, you know what? Go tell your friends that I'm good in bed. But whereas, where you know it's your babe and it doesn't go beyond, in fact, it's not like she's even going to tell you, oh, I can't wait to see you again. She's already going to want to see you again. There's no premise for the sex.
But that's where guys mess up, because if you make your babe like your guy, your nigga, trust me, that round you did that's crazy. Your babe will look at you, we're going, like, there's a way you should be so open with your babe and playful with your babe that you guys are craving more rounds together. You can joke about it, you can play with it. Bro, when I was single, I ain't giving you that many. I don't know you like that.
Yeah, it's personally, I feel like
after round one, you make sure that, see, my rule was this. Make sure round one good, then that after we sleep, if we're awake for round two, fine. And that's if I even like you or I even know you like that. But if I don't know you, I don't owe you anything. If you like, go and talk.
I won't be discussing my sexual endeavors here. I will just accept what Michael has said and just
my friend talk. Why are you
work under that umbrella.
Why are you being shy?
Anyways, my point is, I don't believe he loves.
Why are you being shy?
The topic is not about our sexual encounter. So yeah, it's about him.
Can we
Let's
have
address
a story?
him.
Just, people want to know about
we don't have time for a story. We have a whole lot of stuff to talk about today.
Know about you.
Fine. In my case, I mean, I'm sorry, but there's really no one that's getting the shorter end of the stick. If I was the kind of person who had a side chick, right, plus the babe plus the shady, everybody's getting 4 rounds. Everybody's getting 4 rounds.
You get minimum. One. Well, I don't have to wear again. I get babe now.
Everybody's getting 4 rounds minimum. No short changing. There's no professional.
But do you know what I realized doing that early? When you were my side chick or somebody on the side, right? Not even side chick, because I never had side chicks. When you were just somebody, you were one of my girls, basically, back then. You get what I'm saying? Depending on the level, depends on the rounds. Because, like I said,
you mean like the level of relationship you guys have?
Yeah, because again, the more rounds, the more emotional attachment or emotional kini were created. Let's be real. You go and give a girl 4 rounds.
You know what? Let me stop you there. So you know that sexual encounter would build up to emotional attachment, but you are telling that guy from the previous question to go and message his ex. Yes, I'm still on it. We are not over that.
No, let's be real.
Bro, don't message that ex. She will deal with you. I'm kidding.
Because
don't mind me.
Let's be real. There's still, like, we know sex is physical, but whether
of course, there'll still be emotional attachment, of course.
And all that. Yeah. But obviously, the more you have sex with somebody,
the stronger your bond
compared to that 1-2 time. It's like,
and it's majorly because you guys are actually, you are knowing your bodies as you move. Like, yes. So there's a lot of bonding into it.
So imagine the side chick now. That's my side chick. I go and give you 4 rounds one night, 4 rounds again. That's 8.
So again, and that's why I said that. For me, I don't believe that his perception of love is what I think is questionable here, because that is the one thing he's using to differentiate his girlfriend from his side chick or his paid chick. He believes that the love is the different factor, right? And I think how he loves, because someone you really love, and again, I say from experience, someone I really love, then I'm sorry, but I really want her to be my. So you know how I mentioned that it's possible that his case could be that he's overperforming for the people that are, not permanently in his life, and he's underperforming for the person that he has seen finish. That is, okay, she already knows I'm good in bed. Let's just have the 1 round and call it a day. We'll still be seeing. In fact, his own is that we'll still be seeing each other often. I can see either 1 round and I'm telling you this is how a lot of guys operate. And I've spoken to a lot of guys, right? But the truth is, it's because their idea of love is skewed. So what love should be is that I should always only want that physical touch from that person. Like, the love should drive me to the point where I only want them to see me sexually in this way.
Let me ask you a question now then. Ooh, like you asked me now. So if you are giving every babe now, if your standard is rounds, right?
Mm-hmm, okay.
Because I get where you're coming from, but the point. But if that's the case, what are you now going to give your babe?
Why does it have to be different? Again, like I said, I don't deal with the side chick culture. Because so like, there'll never be a point where I'm
giving babes like my all. This is if I'm giving babes my all every time that ain't my babe, then that's what I'm saying. What do I give my babe that stands out that's different when I get one?
Again, I can't really answer that because that's a question for those who have side chicks and paid chicks. All right, so I can only speak on my reality, which is, well, I'm single, but if I was not in times where I wasn't, it's a lot of work. And like you said, just this, even having to answer this question is something that you would have to answer in that situation, because you'll be like, okay, you know what? Okay, this one that is impressed. Because the truth is, like you said, women talk. And in the event that, that side chick now, you've given her all the rounds in the world, and she's talking to her friends about how good you are in bed, and then somehow that circles back to your babe, and they are hearing that you threw somebody over the ceiling and you flung somebody over the balcony. Now she's going to be in a place where it's like, he rarely even chokes me, and I want that. So you see what I'm saying? By virtue of that dynamic
saying,
alone,
even if you're single now,
yes.
So always we got
Okay.
Even if you're single now,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying for you as a guy,
Yes.
if there's a way you're performing or having sex with certain women now, right? Then that's what I'm saying. What do we leave for our babes if we're doing that for?
I mean, so
babe?
to be honest though, in my own case, there's actually a lot for my baby to experience. Like, yeah, all that. See all that. We won't discuss it that much in detail here, but see all that anal play, all that stuff. They want to, peg a man does it. I'm sorry,
Peg.
but
Oh no.
look at see. I'm sorry, but those things would only be exclusively
Never.
available to the person I'm spending the rest of my life with.
Never.
So my wife is getting a lot of something, right? Now, I don't think by virtue of thinking ahead and saying, "Oh, I need to leave small for my wife," I should now underperform. You get? So yeah, I don't think that will be the case for me. Yeah. However, I still believe that he's in a place where he's underperforming for his girlfriend because he just believes there's almost no need for that much effort anymore. Because the truth is, he wants to do more, but his body is not responding to the more.
I like you. I disagree. I just think it's an excuse, man. It's an excuse. You don't love that, babe. Let's be real.
Again, I said
You don't
that
love the babe.
exactly. But he sounds concerned, and for me,
no,
it's like either you let.
Sorry, again, I know they judge you, my brother.
Right, judging, please. Me, I'm
man,
judging
man,
you,
man,
bro. Stop that
understand.
stuff.
Man,
Stop
man.
it.
But let's be real. You don't love your babe that you go write that kind of thing. Like you too, as you're writing it, you won't think,
Is this even
this
okay?
thing I'm typing, sha. And as I said, I feel like he's also a young boy too at this age. Well, let me know. I take that back.
Well, yeah, it
there
could-
are a lot of
yeah.
older men that actually
It could
think
be
like,
anything.
my brother, see, if you're
It could
young,
be
hopefully
anything.
you're young as you see this. See, no stress yourself. All that energy you're putting on your side chick and all that, try it on your babe. See if anything spices up.
Either that or she's just not even the one you're supposed to love. Find somebody that you're actually in love with. Now, again, just to further Michael's point, we're not here to judge or anything, but we will chastise, right? And we will correct where we believe that you need correction. The truth is, there's no good side to having somebody you claim you love and then having a side chick. There's no good side. Nobody can convince me that there's some silver lining. There's nothing.
There's no peace. My own is peace of mind, bro. That's why I said I don't say side chick on side.
Let's even forget the peace of mind. The utmost disrespect for your partner is also. I mean, there's also so much going on, right? But our point is just that look. If you can, exercise some self-control. And if you can't, don't hold someone to commitment and say you love them while having, other people on the side.
That's why I used to
just
talk.
Don't.
And girls used to
stay single. It's not that hard.
I was joking when I was single. I said, look, sweetheart, I can't do relationship. I'm not trying to give you.
Yeah.
Do you want me to lie to you and be in a relationship that
now, it's different if they strong-armed into the relationship. Maybe that. But
no,
I mean,
clearly, I would never. Even girls that did that. So that's the thing. We might fight and it hurt because obviously I like the girl, but it's like, yo. I always knew I couldn't do a relationship unless I'm ready because I'm going to hurt you. And why lie to you in that way? You get what I'm saying? And some girls, not just me, I feel like some girls need to understand that with guys too. It's like, if he's not ready for a relationship, one, you're not going to be the one to change him. He has to be him. Two, if you force him to be in a relationship, what do you think he's going to do? He was forced into something. You get what I'm saying? Like, in the back of your head, you two, anything you do in life, when you're forced into something, what's the thing in the back of your head? I can't wait to be free.
Yeah, of course. And then the littlest window, you take it. So, anyways, I mean, to conclude that, well, I guess we've kind of told you what it could possibly be. You have some misplaced priority somewhere that you probably need to address. Or this person is just not somebody you love, and you just think you love them, and so it's, maybe the guilty conscience is even making you feel like, I should be giving her more. I'm not giving her more. I'm trying to. You might just not love her the way you think. So maybe rethink the dynamic of that relationship and how it works. And if you need to just stay single to not be hurting anybody's daughter, you should do that.
All right, man. But I mean, thank you guys again. These are good questions. No, to be fair, that was a very good question though in the end still.
Yeah, and also we still appreciate the honesty, and we respected that, you would come out and just, really be straightforward about your situation and how best we can address it. So,
all right. So,
but today we have some stuff we need to talk. So there's
good topic. I think it's a very interesting, healthy topic that needs to be had.
Yeah,
because to be fair, these kind of conversations are usually had on Twitter, which is a very toxic place. And it's also like I also don't like Twitter anymore because you can't have like healthy debates, healthy conversations, compared to a podcast where even if you disagree and you go fight the screen, guess what? You still have to listen to us, whether you like it or not. You listen to this whole episode before you say your opinion.
Oh
So,
man.
with that, now there was a case that we saw that we actually wanted to discuss that brought a topic, which was still talking about rape, which is, for starters, before we even say anything, we are definitely against rape as men, as individuals. Like, it's something we do not condone. And it's something that a lot of young men need to be educated on, so that way when they're older, they understand. And even for some of the older men, and not even some, a lot of older men, because unfortunately they weren't taught that young, and their own definition of consent is definitely not what consent is, which causes a lot of problems, because it's not just amongst young boys that the rape issue happens, it's amongst men that this thing happens. So that's why I said we want to say that first, because we also want to have a discussion about the other side of rape, because this is menisms, like we say. So we talk about a lot of issues that happen amongst men and perspectives. So there's the side that we know that we don't condone, which is the rape side. But then there's also the other side that happens to some men, because I know some, like even with House of Chocolate, she came on there and she talks about statistics. Yes, statistically we know more women that are raped or accuse somebody of rape, they're more times correct, yes. But there's still that percentage sometimes of men that are falsely accused that now ruins them.
Yeah.
And we don't talk about that enough, and we want to talk about that today, and even still correlate it in terms of how to handle a woman, basically, in terms of, if you're going to be intimate with the woman, if you're going to have sex with the woman, how do you go about it? How do you make sure she's comfortable throughout the whole process? How do you make sure that she doesn't feel any, what's the word I'm looking for, any unease, if that's the word?
Any well, hidden fear.
Hidden fear,
Yeah, just
things like that. Because sometimes, she could be down at first and then she can change her mind. And then that's where it starts to get tricky, where you as a man have to, one, know her and also know yourself in terms of self-control to say, hey, if she says no once, I'm done. Things like that. But the reason we say all this was there was a story on Twitter, and I think I'll let you describe the story more because you read it more than me.
So this was so this was I think just this last week. There was this Twitter account, a Chiamaka Twitter account, against this Uzo person. I think his name is Daniel. And so they had they brought their situation to us on Twitter. I guess to help them judge the situation or whatever it is. Now, the way everything unfolded, of course, I can only summarize because it was a lot of stuff that it went on. But the summary was that this Daniel person was invited by this Chiamaka person. I think they had a bit of history before. According to Daniel, they had a bit of history, and the history wasn't forthcoming. He was interested in her. She wasn't forthcoming. That's what the premise was. And then follow up a couple of months later, I think she moves into his area and then invites him over. So, of course, look at it from the angle of somebody likes me. Sorry, I like someone. They don't really like me, but the like has not kind of dissipated. It's still kind of there. So if they hit me up again, I'll be excited, stuff like that. So I guess that's the premise. I mean, this is again from the information that we've been given on Twitter. And so he then, proceeds to, going over her place based on her invitation. And, according to her narrative of how the entire night went, I think at some point again, this is me summarizing, very, very drastically. At some point in the night, he was touching her inappropriately. She had said for him to stop a couple of times. And on his side, he claims that he did stop in the times that, she
asked him to stop.
And then, they stopped for a bit, they talked for a bit, and then they went back at it. Now, I'll stop there before we continue. Guys, we've said this before, and we said this in one of our episodes where we talked about red lights, green lights, and, signs to know, just, how we're talking about when women try to give you signs, signals, so to say. And one of my major inputs in that episode was, if she's even remotely giving you a hint that she's not interested, completely sign off. Like,
can you continue the story, sorry, because I want to, so it's the full context.
I will. So again, I'm just throwing it so I don't forget. Please, if she's saying no in any way, form, just at that very point, there's no need to convince, there's no need to persuade, just end it there. All right. Anyway, so he says that she said no, they stopped, they got talking, and they went back at it again. And and according to him, at interval, he kept, asking to reassure that she's okay. Are you okay? Is everything okay? Just again, just because he says he's very thorough and very observant, and so he just likes to be sure that he's not missing out on any detail by asking the "Are you okay?" question, right? And so he said that all through the time, she indicated she was all right. She didn't give any signs of discomfort or any signs of displeasure. Just and I think they said when they were done, he had left the apartment, and she then sends him a random voice note. I mean, okay, so well, after he left, they were still talking in
Talking, they were
endearments,
saying,
because
yeah,
I think
please,
that's a very key part of the detail.
please.
So they were still talking in endearments. She was still message him saying, "Oh, hi, baby," or "Hey, dear, I still want to see you again," stuff like that. Right? It was normal, like it was like every other follow through conversation you would have with someone that you're intimate with. And then I think just that same day, fast forward to maybe about later in the evening or something like that, she then sends him like some sort of stinker, saying that why would he do that to her, even though she had said no several times. He was still going back and going at it and whatnot, whatnot. I mean, she was talking about how she was definitely going to blow it out of proportion, and he said that he's quite confused by where all of this is coming from, because
Was it a case that he didn't reply her or something for a while? Then she sent it. Like
uh
at first they were talking and then they didn't
so
talk for a
so
while.
I'm
Then
trying to remember the timestamp for the conversations, but I'm not sure that was a factor that affected the dynamic of that conversation. But it was definitely like there was a gap.
gap,
In fact,
yeah.
but that gap was not the gap was the
No,
end
not
of the
like not
conversation.
like forever. Like
No,
oh
no, I know what you mean.
days. Like I
But
mean
it
like
wasn't like an aired conversation. The gap was actually the end of the conversation and the start of another one. You
uh
get so that kind of okay, talk to you later sort of thing, and the next thing, what the hell is this? Type of thing. So yeah. Anyway, so she then tells him how she feels. He then says that he's quite shocked by where all this is coming from, and that he kept asking repeatedly if everything was okay and if she was okay, and she said yes, that even following afterwards she even still invited him to come over once again and stuff like that. And he then dropped receipts, of course, dropped like screenshots, voice notes, maybe phone call logs, stuff like just all the stuff
at
that
least
we
things to
most
clear his
likely
name.
need. Exactly. So then she also drops her side of the story, either um, debunking what he's saying, or countering it with another piece of evidence or stuff like that. Anyway, the summary of it was that he came with a lot of proof. This is a summary now. He came with a lot of proof that what transpired was this.
Was
Right?
consensual.
Now, her side of the story was a bit shaky. And I imagine everybody who read the thread and was on Twitter would also agree with this. It was a bit shaky because there were so many like pieces that were not,
And don't forget,
didn't seem like a part of the
correct me if
puzzle.
I'm wrong. I feel like they hadn't just started. Like I felt, yeah. I thought they had a history before.
So
Like there was an ex
so
or
according so
something.
according to what she said, which I think he also agreed with, there was the history was that they knew each other. They had never been intimate.
But they dated or no date.
No, no, no. It wasn't like a date thing. They were not exclusive in any way. But he liked her. She wasn't forthcoming. But they were, the kind of thing where maybe you're toasting someone, so to say. They're not agreeing per se, but they're still within your reach. Like you guys still talk, but they're just not allowing you to move to the next level of being committed in a relationship. So they were cordial. It's not like this was a don't contact me again. The guy is still disturbing her. No, that's not. So I mean, again, she's the one who invited him over. So that should give the context. And so, like I was saying, the summary was he's put the side of the story with some evidence, screenshot, all that stuff. She came with a side of the story where the pieces were not quite adding up. It just seemed like she was, patching up from, here and there. And again, this is me just going with what was presented to us on Twitter. And although she still was very insistent on the fact that he did rape her, or he did, sexually assault her. And so I guess right now the situation is just floating.
So
He said that he's going to pursue it and,
I think
definitely get to the bottom of
so.
clearing his name and
I
stuff
mean,
like
from
that.
what I saw from both sides, like I said, I think what I saw was something that happens a lot but is not talked about because, again, it's very easy now. Like that's why I said I want to talk about a perspective we don't always talk about, because it's very easy to talk about the side of if somebody says rape and if they did it fine, like we know. But when a boy slash man has evidence that that thing may not have happened and it can be true, what about that conversation there as men? Where do we go from there? Because a lot of times there's been cases where men have been accused, they have their proof and it's shown, and then life goes on. There's no repercussions for the accuser. There's actually more repercussions for the guy,
Yeah,
even though
because
he's still
even when he's been
innocent.
exonerated, there's still going to be that
Because that's why I said
stigma
it's a
on him.
perspective. That's why I said it's more of this topic is the perspective of that, because we know what happens if somebody's accused of rape and it goes through, and even if let's say there's no justice for somebody that's accused of rape, at least we know their name is tarnished in the way that they're done in society. At least we're talking about Lagos society because it's so small, especially
Even
amongst other. No,
Lagos,
generally,
yeah,
but
the entire world
obviously
actually,
for
yeah.
like I like just using Lagos as a
Because
standpoint
that's
because
where
a
we
lot,
live and that's what we
where
understand.
we
Yeah.
live, things like that. So with the side of what we're saying of somebody that shows proof that it's not happened, what do we do there and how is that handled, especially for him? Because that's one of my biggest fears, has been one of my biggest fears as a guy, period. Just actually sleeping, when you sleep with a woman, that's why I said, like, if I'm being real, like, as much as you might say playboy and all that shit, like, I wasn't fucking around like that. Like, yeah, I was single, had my fun, but I've always just been so careful because, again, maybe it's because I also grew up in Yankee. You know how that one is worse. That one is not like here where society say, punishment, or if you get arrested here, they'll be you out. America, bro, you go prison.
Yeah.
Prison. And I've seen, and like I said, growing up, I saw how many boys in high school starting off will get accused of this rape, and next thing you know, life is done. Next thing you know, hey, it could be false. Stuff like that. And it's like, yo, your life is over. And like I said, look at this guy now. There's two sides to the story, of course. But let's look at his side now in terms of there was proof. Because even me, when I was looking at both sides, I'm like, yo, okay, let's just see. Because like I said, not like I just watched, but I'm like, there's voice notes. There's recordings of, hey, baby, hey, this. And it's like, imagine you just, like, put yourself in the
Oh
situation.
yeah, yeah, I
Like,
did.
imagine you've just been with a girl, you've chilled, you've had fun, like, you had sex and all that, you leave and you're texting her, maybe don't reply. The next, you know, say, like, hey, this thing you did. Yeah? And the fact it's happened to me before in life, like, when I was younger, like, and the thing is, it only happened once, actually. I was going to say twice, but it actually, the second one is actually funny because it wasn't me, it was a girl. But the first time it happened to me was in college. Actually, it's the funny one I'll say first. So the funny one was this girl that I was chasing. Beautiful girl like this. And I remember like every guy in school was chasing her at one point. Somehow she liked me, right? So everything's going good. We'll play cat and mouse sometimes. And eventually I left her alone. One day she hits me up. Yo, I'm on your street. Huh? Yeah, I was going to see a friend on this street, but he's not around. Like, are you around? Let me see you. Oh, yo, pull up. Boom. Now, there was a rule I always had in college. When your girl comes to my house, you have to chill with me and my boys first. And the reason I do that is because I just want to see your character, like just me as a person. I want to see your character, just how you are with people and all that. If you're that shy, awkward girl that you don't talk to anybody, I'm not saying you're a bad person or anything, but you know, just I want to feel comfortable too. Fine. She came, chilled with the guys, was good and all that. Eventually chilled with me. All we did was kiss. Bam. Next day, invited me over to her house, right? And when she invites me over to her house, we chill, all that, and then we do the do. Now, when we do the do, this babe told me, I think I've even told this story before, or maybe I've not, maybe I told you off camera, but the girl was now telling me like, yo, like, I usually don't do this, you know, it's my first time doing this. And I'm
I
like,
remember this one. Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
all right, baby girl, like, hey, there's no force, like, we don't have to, you get what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm cool. Then eventually she takes over and does it, then bam, bro, that's how the next day now, I see her in school. Hey, what's up? Like, you know, I had fun yesterday and all that. She's like, yesterday never happened.
And then you just be like,
And then
you wouldn't even react. You just
bro,
be
you
like,
should see how I froze again. I was like, huh? She's just like, yeah, we chilled yesterday. I was like, ha. At that point, now me, I'm just like, I'm now so scared because I'm like, Wait,
What
it's
if this
mad.
baby?
And again,
Yeah,
the reason it's funny is because the girl ended up being a mad girl in terms of the girl they just caused problem for everybody in uni. Found out she was even like she was doing her thing, sleeping around. And I don't judge how because I liked her. I'll be
yeah.
real. But the girl was crazy. But it's like me and that situation now, I dey fear. Because now what do I do? Lo and behold, we end up sleeping again. We slept together a few times in a
Oh
year.
Lord, my nigga, you were not afraid.
In fact, I was stupid then because here's the one. Do you know how she got me to sleep with her again one time? University party, all my football team go to a party, we all celebrating. I see her at the party. Obviously, I've been avoiding her now. You get based off that interaction, cause Kosiwala. She sees me, she's like, hey, I've been trying to see you and all that. Yeah, I've been busy with football and all that shit. Like, yo, but you good with me? Like, hug her, I'll see you around. Then she used to do this thing where like if she didn't if she didn't get her way, she would just stand there and just be staring. I know. The red flags were there. Not my fault. That's why I said I've learned
Okay,
better.
all right.
So
all
she's
right.
staring. So I go to another side of the club with my teammates, and I swear, like a movie, I did dance. I turn around, she's just there.
The fuck, my nigga. Like,
swear, bro.
wait, sorry. And before you continue, this is how she got you to sleep with her?
Wait, I'm getting
Oh
to
my
it now.
gosh.
So at that point, I see her again. She's like, girl, why aren't we talking as much? I'm like, I'm with my teammates. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I just want to talk to you. Like, I'll talk to you. Like, just give me a feel. Let me chill with them. I'm coming. Boom. Go to the other side of the club. Another side of the club. I did drink, having the fun. Next thing you know, some girls run to me. Michael, come. Why? She's crying on the dance floor. Eh?
Oh my god.
What do you mean she's crying on the dance floor? I swear, like movie, the lights was shining on her in the middle of the dance floor. You just see one black girl crying. And I'm just looking like, what the fuck is going on? So they're calling me to talk to her. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I go to the dance floor. Bro, this girl grabs me and bear hugs me in the middle of the dance floor, crying on my chest. From there, somehow she makes me walk her home.
Somehow she makes you walk her?
Fuck you.
All right.
And
Okay.
as soon as I walk her home, lo and behold, get to her house, smoke it, and bam. It was actually mad. Next morning, I leave, and we were cool ever since.
So you know the thing is that I mean it's a very very tough terrain to kind of navigate because I mean you're on one hand our generation on one hand was raised to you're the guy, make the first move on one hand, right? On the other hand, there's you have to wait for her to make the first move. That's where that consent bridge comes in, and then people are like, only if she consents to it before you guys move forward. But at the same time, she's telling you, are you not a man? Take control, stuff like that.
If a woman tells me that, that's a red flag.
No. I'm saying how we grew up. It's because we've unlearned that now. We've not like that's not how it should work. But there's some people who went with that instruction of the man should be the one to make the first one, blah, blah, blah. This is where a lot of guys start making the first mistake. And I mentioned it again in that, red flag, green flag episode we had. If she's even stark naked in front of you, like, yeah, I'm sorry, but that's not a green light still. Someone asked me something recently. So I went over to her apartment. I was supposed to help her change something, but it was like, okay, you know what? I'm here. Let me just chill for a little bit. My friend, right? And so she was like, okay, I need to change. You're going to see me naked. And I said, so if I see you naked, what does that mean exactly? She's
Why
like,
did you even tell me that?
She was like, I mean, you know how she would just say it to tease me or whatever. I was like, if I see that, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean to you? Does it mean that I'm supposed to believe you want to have sex with me? I mean, is that what you think I'm going to believe? And then she was like, no, but it's just maybe you feel like I'm leading me to where? I told her instantly, and I said, "Look, see this is where we have problems." Now, of course, I'm one guy who has self-control, right? And again, unfortunately, statistically, there's a good number of men who do not. Now, why are you even putting me in the position to have to talk about you being naked if you don't even intend to see me in that way or in that light? Now, this is not me saying, that's the excuse for the guy that doesn't have self-control to go. But my point is, if she knew that she wanted something from me in that way, be explicit. Like, let me know you want me in that way.
I feel like you, like, at least this is single me back then that I was talking. But if you used to initiate, like, at least if we had that relationship, we initiate that, I'm gonna be direct. Like, you have to sometimes be direct.
That's like where I'm getting at.
Like,
so that's where I'm getting at now.
What, like respect, and that not respect.
So,
like, be
so
real,
that's where I'm getting at now. So you see, it's two things. See, women don't want to be direct because they say in our which I agree with. They say in our talk that a woman that's direct, though, they say you are a show, you're a slut, blah blah.
True.
I
Which is,
see. I
and
see
it
it
doesn't
happens.
mean it does not mean you are. By the way, it's just
Exactly.
I get what you mean. Our
Exactly.
society.
So we understand that there's that part, right? They're battling that. So the average woman maybe does not want to be direct. I mean, there are a good number of direct women still, but let's say for the fact that someone who doesn't want to be labeled that, doesn't want to be direct, goes ahead and takes that route. Okay, so you don't want to be direct. If that's the case, I'm sorry, but for someone like me, then that ship has already sailed before it even like gets anywhere. Because if you're not going to be direct, we're now in a time where we don't do that whole the guy should make the move first if he wants you. No. If we've been talking and we've been flirting with each other, right? And things seem to be leading in that direction. I'm sorry, but at the point where they're supposed to take the next step, if she's not the one making the next step, stop. You know why I say this?
You know why I say
there's a
it's
premise. There's a premise to
tricky.
this. Listen to this. If, for example, she likes me, but she just wants me to make the first move, right? Let's just say, and I make the first move. Now, maybe I've exercised self-control, I've done everything, and I make the first move and she seems to consent to it. Keyword, seems to consent to it. Now, she seems to consent to it. We go ahead, maybe we go to second base, we're kissing, we're making out, blah, blah, blah. Still seems to be consenting. Now, you know that there's also that gray rule where she could be naked on top of me, but doesn't mean she wants sex.
Oh, I've been in that situation too many times.
Very good.
That she like when you've been. And I tell people it's so funny. It's like I've been in that situation so close. We are naked if we want to, but like I said,
exactly.
I'll ask.
Exactly.
Do you want?
Exactly.
Do you want to?
So that's
I'm
the premise.
not ready. No problem.
So that's the premise now. Now think about it like this. We're already going ahead. She's naked in front of me. We're making out everything. She's still consenting to it, right? Now we're going to move to the next level. Now I'm not sure if she wants it or not, but because I made the first move initially for the make out everything. It could also be that she's waiting for me to just lead on and then she follows through. So let's say I'm trying to, guide myself in that direction. And then I see her also adjusting to help me, right? And so when we start having sex, she's every part of her body language is consenting. Now, a lot of people don't do I would say it's even kind of awkward to in the middle of sex say, sorry, can I put it in? Or,
why not?
No. I'm saying that to some people is awkward. For me to be.
It shouldn't be.
For me to be awkward as well.
Why?
See, at that point, if you just say the whole thing dies. I agree that it's a good culture to actually have.
Like, and again, like you say, you're not wrong in terms of this body language that says it. Yeah. But like I say, even to protect myself,
I agree with that now. Yes.
I'll even look, you want me to? And like I said, if you at least say yes, then bro, we go all out.
Yeah, but remember, I'm talking from an angle of people who believe they should make the first move, and then if she says yes to it, those people don't think you should have to ask.
Even if you're making the first move, that's still you making the. Let's say you initiate the kissing, boom, boom, boom. You pick her up and shit, put her on the bed.
Yes.
Generally, you taking off each other's clothes. You're doing everything right, and you're leading it, and you're asking questions too. You're still leading it. Even at that point that you're about to put it, that's still you taking the lead because you are taking control. You are talking from
you're talking from an enlightened perspective. You need to understand that the average person does not believe the question still exists if we're literally again.
So that's what I'm just.
Okay, you're saying okay. I see. Okay, yeah. So the advice is remember to always ask the question at that point. Okay, so let's say I've not asked the question, right? But I'm going ahead, and obviously all our actions are leading towards that, right? Now, I make an attempt, right, and she doesn't say no. She doesn't stop me. She's even encouraging, right? Again, like I said, body language will let you know someone who is enjoying or not. You can't listen to this. You can't not be enjoying something, but then holding me in.
We skipped a big part about this, I just
what part?
Because I just realized there's one question. Well, because I don't want anybody to let me be real, Shad. To be honest, that's a question. Mama first question: should I get a rubber?
No, we didn't get. But I don't know.
No, it's even before penetration. I mean,
no, but that has nothing to do with the concept of somebody feeling assaulted or not.
Oh no! I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying like even with the
conversation of that.
So let's say like the pre-sex, right? You're doing the foreplay, everything.
You mean at the point of when you're wearing the rubber?
You're still going to ask questions even in the foreplay and all. But I'm saying for the sexual act itself, for you to know, like how you said before you put it in, even asking, The funny thing is, there's still the question beforehand is, yo, should I get a rubber? Because some guys now is while you're kissing and all that, you go, we've been there.
I was about to
You know
say,
the trick,
you
like,
just,
you still kissing.
you open it up and then wear it
In fact, you're even just focusing,
while you wear it.
focusing. You're trying to multitask at the same
Exactly.
time, and boom.
So that's
Then
the normal. That's
the
see,
normal.
so yeah, and you know why? So you see, we have to give it in the scenario of this is somebody you've been trying to be with for a while. You don't want to mess anything up, right? And so you don't want to be the reason why the buzz was killed or whatever it is. That's why guys have that move where they just, while it's happening, you
But
just
if I
wear the
like you, I
condom.
go out. That's a funny thing. If I
Again,
like
you're
you,
talking
I
about
don't like you.
okay. So again, you're talking about you.
Sorry, let me rephrase
Yeah.
that. So if I don't, because I was about to say if I like you, ask. If I don't like you, I won't ask. I still will ask. But what I mean is, if it's not serious, like we know we just flinging and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do that move, but you still are gonna ask the consensual questions. But if I really like you,
You're saying
or
you're
not,
still
yo,
saying
you want
you're
me to
still
get a
saying this
rubber?
now with the enlightenment. See, the consensual question is not something that is common knowledge to people, right?
That's what I'm giving you.
Yeah. So we have to talk from the angle of, because we're trying to defeat the problem here by actually addressing the problem. So the typical situation is that, like you said, you have the move, you bring out the condom, so that everything is just kind of like the process is kind of smooth, right? So there's no point where you have that awkward. She's waiting on the bed while you're trying to put the condom on. I mean, that's what. So you wear the condom and everything. Now you take it to the next step. You want to penetrate. Somebody who does not want penetration or is not just ready to get to that level will instantly just. This is not. Would instantly just. Now there are premises where the woman would feel, will I say, threatened or a bit of fear in wanting to refuse, maybe from past traumas, in that maybe there's a situation where she refused one time and then the person wanted to physically assault her or even do some sort of damage to her physically. And so she found that the only way to escape the situation is to just agree to let them do what they want to do, right? Which I also acknowledge, and I understand that a lot of people don't actually grow out of that trauma very quickly, and so in a situation of sex, they unconsciously agree to it because they don't want to be harmed in any way. But I feel like that would only come from a situation where they tried to say no the first time and the person was persuading.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah,
because you can't. What's the word?
Your trauma can be someone else's
trauma.
onus to
Like,
actually.
you get
Yes,
what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with you. So I only mentioned that because it's a point I didn't want us to
because if
seem
you
like
think
we're
about
ignoring.
it, a lot of girls now, unfortunately, a lot of women have faced sexual assault, and not even in the extreme cases, even in the minimal state, they feel sexual harassment or so. So
Yeah.
even whether we like it or not in Lagos, that's why I use this as a perspective, because it can happen anywhere in the world. But here it's like every girl literally has probably been through a situation like that it already puts any guy already at a, what's the word I'm looking, disadvantage.
That's what I'm getting at now. So what was the essence of my whole scenario was to now point out where the guy has a disadvantage. So now let's say you said let's say she agrees, we're actually having the sex. The sex is over. I mean, enjoyable. Again, we're trying to recreate the scenario of these two people we mentioned earlier. So the sex is enjoyable, everything. Along the way, I've asked you, are you okay? Is everything okay? You've said yes, you're good, and all that. If there are certain positions that hurt you, you want to let me know. If there's something that I'm doing that's kind of off for you, you want to let me know. Stuff like that will happen as you're going. After the sex is done, we're done. Everyone is trying to just, clean up, tidy, maybe have a bit of chit chat, go about our day or whatever it is, right? Now, as a guy, if after that scenario, the lady comes and says, but I never said you could do any of that. Now, I'm trying to buttress your original point of how do you protect yourself from that, or how do you avoid that? Because that entire...
That's why I said
exactly,
the examples I was giving
yeah.
You consistently
have to ask, yes.
whether is, and that's,
but
the
thing is that even with asking, there are situations like this.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say.
Except the answer is written somewhere.
Enlightened, like even me, how did I? It's not like guys even taught me. That's the fun. It's not guys that taught me how to ask. Like in it, I don't even.
It's just situations you see from others.
It's me because obviously I don't see other.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm saying situations you see online,
like, for me,
and even like news generally.
Like even like maybe it's a Yankee thing. Like the way I grew up in Yankee, like even you go do that corny shit where you look at the girl like, yo, can I kiss you?
That's definitely what it is, man. Because bro, in Ninch,
exactly, I won't lie. Like I mean, the Yankees do day where you go, like yo, let me, like and the reason, like to me, it's even part of the game too, because it's like if you say yeah, like I said, once you've given me your permission, almost all like it's all go. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I'm telling guys, like, as much as I'm saying in cool ways, also to protect yourself. Because like you said, even that situation you said, let's even talk about that. Supposing you asked all the questions like you're supposed to, you have the sex now. Next thing you know, it's like this situation we're talking about. He said it was consensual because we've all been there. I don't know. Okay, let me not say we. I don't want to speak for you, but have you been in a situation where even while you guys are kissing, it's steaming up. Like you look like you're about to like that situation. That's why I said guys will probably understand what I'm saying. You know when you're kissing and the shirt's just coming off or so, and then
And
it's
then
like
it's just
wait, and then it's like all right. I
so
apologize.
I have a few times.
I'll be honest. I've been there.
But
Like,
you know what
like,
you
no
know what
problem.
I do in situations like that. If I'm with someone and then that happens, I never see it. I never put myself. I don't even. So let's say we tried to kiss. I was trying to person before, and then that happened. Like, oh no, sorry, I'm not ready for this now. I respect it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I in that situation never happen again. Like I'm never going to give it another opportunity to try. Never. It's not
So
happening.
I'll rather. So for me,
Never.
I have conversations. That's why I said I like talking. As
Nothing you
say.
can tell me.
So
It's never
and it's
happened
not
again.
when I say conversation, it's not even to force it. It's just like okay, cool. Because if I end it in that way, like once you say no, 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 and it stops, it's like it will always be that awkward. Especially if we genuinely like each other or something. It's like okay, yo, what's up? And if you tell me your reason and all that, no matter what reason you tell me, to be honest, all right, cool. And the funny thing is, I've had some situations too where at first she might say no, 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 but she wants to have a conversation about it. We do, and next you know, she's
You
the
guys
one
are
that
back on it.
she's the one that starts it back up, and then we are, and it's good.
Yeah. No. So
So
my own reason for even not wanting to get back on that again is because we also need to acknowledge that there's a lot of emotional roller coaster that comes with leading someone onto the. Because even with women, this happens. If you're with a guy and then you lead him up to, you guys are leading up to a certain point and then it's time to do the do and he's not getting hard, he's not feeling the situation, women are going to talk him down and be like, oh, okay, so all your talk and talk and then now we're here, nothing.
what talk and talk?
Like, I mean, you guys have been flirting with each other, there's a build up.
Ain't no girl about to tell me that shit. Sure, ain't no talk. No, and I don't say that in a cocky way. It's just
Yeah.
like, yo, let's say it didn't come up and you want to talk shit now. Like,
No, my point was that the woman would feel like, I'm not going to keep coming here if all you're going to do is lead me on and then nothing is happening. You see what I mean by it's an emotional roller coaster. I also don't want to be with someone who I know potentially might withdraw consent midway. Now, not because I respect that that's what she wants, right? But I also don't want to be taken on that emotional roller coaster every time. Bro, do you know how draining it is?
No, I know what I've been,
Yeah, do you know how draining it is
every
where-
time you think you're about to, then it's like,
And not just that, and it's also when you know that two of you like you guys are on that same wavelength. You don't know
Like,
what the
I had
reason
a
is. So
girl-
it's like,
I-
you know what,
I
if you
remember
don't
I
want
had
me,
a
it's
girl-
okay.
a
Let's
girl
let's
that
just
was
not
always
get on
with,
this
and
road.
every time, like the first few visits, she'll be pulling up to my yard like 10, 11. I'm not even inviting you at 10, 11 o'clock. I invited you by 6, 7. You're coming at 10. So again, to also say to the viewers and to the young boys out there, because she comes late doesn't mean she wants to sleep with you.
There's nothing actually that should mean she
There's
wants to sleep
nothing
with
that
you,
means she wants to sleep with you.
except she says that she wants to sleep with
But
you.
obviously, from the context standpoint, is that like obviously they say sometimes when you come late at night, something might happen.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't.
Yeah,
mean.
just
But
don't
then
work with that ever.
I know it's like she'll do it in a way that I ain't gonna lie, I hesitate. Like, cause again, like I wasn't so sure about her, and then I think it was after like 2-3 visits that she had to call me out. It's like, yo, what's up? Like, what do you mean, what's up? It's like, you don't want to do anything, and night, and it was different for me because it was like a nice babe. You get like a nice babe. So
So she said, So
she was direct.
I
She
told
was
you
like,
there's some direct ones.
and she's like, so are you trying not to do anything? Because like she's come 2-3 times already. She's come late nights. Will just be smoking
sorry.
and chilling.
Before you continue, let's get some context. So, was she saying so you don't want to do anything because you hadn't attempted the first 2 times?
I not like we'll flirt and shit. You get what I'm saying? Like
But was she expecting you to kind of make a move? Is that what she
I
wanted?
don't even like. The thing is, why did I hesitate? The thing is, I hesitated just because one, I didn't fully know her well enough. You understand? It's one of those ones like we probably started talking like we met at a party and then talked on social media a bit
And
more.
it was
obviously
quick.
it was
just
that
quick,
kind of thing. And for me, like I said, like subconsciously, like in my head, like you might be down for something, but I don't know you like that, sweetheart. Like so, it's like. I think that's why I hesitated, as I said. But the second of it, it's like, are you trying not to do? And I was shocked. I didn't even know what to say because it's like, how do I? It's like, yes, I do, but at the same time, it's like, I
So,
didn't.
I mean, so
I didn't
her
know how
reason
you
was
would
that you were
feel,
not making a move.
But then again, like I said, to protect myself, I'd rather have it. You see how now I won't lie. After we had that conversation, we did like, but you see how it's like I still waited for you to say. That's the advice,
Exactly.
and that's why I say
Yeah,
like
that's what I was saying. That
there's
always
some.
has to be
I would
the
always
green
say
light.
it has to be that way sometimes for a guy because guess what? So by the time she complain and all that, you go perform and still do your perform, but at least there's more peace of mind. But it's like if you're playing these games, like even that thing with the girl, not like, and the funny thing is like there's still no perfect formula in us saying all this because guess what? Even if you had good pre-context, pre-conversation, foreplay, sex,
Someone who has bad
after
intentions
she
and wants to
can
be.
say, "Hey, I didn't agree to this," which is what happened, and then it's like. What? Thank God. Like again, the only thing you can have as a guy now is evidence, and that's why I say I try to have.
That's why when you mentioned, sorry to have to cut you off.
No,
That's why
bro.
when you mentioned that you still have to ask the question before you actually go towards like take penetration to the next level. That's why I was saying that even when you ask the question and the person says yes, or the person says, "Oh, I'm down for this. Let's go ahead," it's not enough because when it comes to her word against yours, she's gonna win. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, bruv.
So even if you say, "Oh yeah, we talked about it. I asked her the question. She said yes, she was okay with it," and then she says, "No, I never said I was okay with it. I told you to stop several times. You said no." What are you gonna do then? So this is where we have the problems, right? Now, this is again not discounting the people who
I don't
do
even know what to
experience
say
these
because
things.
it's true. Like I said, and this is why we said with this topic it's hard because there's still so many women that rape and sexual assault happens that unfortunately their cases never even get looked at because one, no evidence,
Exactly.
things like this,
Yeah.
his word against his word.
Or even the scenario where maybe they had just finished concluding a false accusation case, and then you come in now it looks like women are just saying things to rifle men or just to make men suffer for whatever reason. Meanwhile, it's actually a genuine case. So it's a general problem, right? And to be honest, I don't actually see us solving this problem.
There is no. The only thing to do is advice. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
the only
apart
thing
from just being advice one, and then two, like let everyone just kind of be
I always say, you know what?
good, genuinely,
You
like
know what's
just be a good person.
You know what's funny in saying all this even now? Like I thought of something now that it moved my train of thoughts now because producers. But one thing I just thought about is it sounds weird, but I never used to actually have sex with women drunk like that.
Bro, let me tell you,
Because
I
a
was
lot
gonna
of
address
women
this
used
next.
to move. A lot of
I was gonna
women.
address this
I'm
next.
not, and this is no cocky shit. You get what I'm saying? Like this is just being real. Especially when you're on nights outs in Lagos, like especially in my industry, like you go day out, people will drink, share you and all that. I tell people I'm never drunk at my parties or people think I'm out. Because me, I'm a lightweight, you get. I don't even like drinking a lot. But if we drink, have a good time. If we need to have a good time, we have a good time. And there's times girls have been drunk. And you know when girls are drunk sometimes, especially they'll come to you and start rubbing you like, "Oh my God, how you make your wine? How more you want?" Your chest now. Hand is just going across the chest. Hand is just going across the back of your neck. They're rubbing. Then you too, as a man, you just see she's rubbing you. Say, "Hey," but that's another thing, man. Because she's doing that doesn't mean. But you see these kind of situations now that can get you in trouble because I've had girls that have flirted. Like we cool. I've had girls that were cool. You get what I'm saying? Or there's tension small. Then that night we finally catch each other. Maybe we've been flirting or we catch each other and you're drunk, you're doing all this on me and all that. Yo, in the back of my head, like I say, I still dey worry because I'm like, sweetheart, my number one rule is if you can't do this to me sober, don't do it to me drunk. Because you drunk, this is just your alcohol confidence. Because like you say, I don't know if you're going to switch on me. What do you think?
No, the truth is, it's already my golden rule. The minute you're even remotely intoxicated, it could be alcohol, it could be whatever kind of substance. The minute I know it's not your full clear conscience,
And even because you know
I would house you. I can. Oh yeah, you could come over. I'll take care of it. Make sure that you're good.
Nah.
But you see, no, I will.
I won't do that.
If the person is coming over,
I don't even do that.
oh, the person is coming over. Yeah, you can come over. You sleep in the room. I sleep in the couch. See, there's no version of that
don't
night
do that.
that is going to end with us intimate. If you're intoxicated, there's no version.
No, again,
Except
unless
if
we're on
someone,
that level.
yes,
like,
exactly.
If we're both on that level
Yes.
that we liked each
You
other,
like exactly.
That's
yes.
different. But there's some
that is
girls,
not our
like I
first,
say,
second,
like,
third, fourth, fifth. It's
like there's some girls you've maybe flirted once or twice on Insta. You don't see each other like that. You catch each other one night and then she's drunk coming to you. Yo, in the back of my head, I still they feel because again, I want to see, me personally, I want to see this energy like your normal you. Like there's some people, when they're tipsy or something, it's still them. Like for
Yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah, I get.
if you've ever seen me like tipsy or something, I'm still the same. I'm probably
Yeah,
even just,
a
what am
little
I
more
even? I have
energetic.
more energy just to dance, because normally I go dance, it's just I'll be tired. But now, you as a woman, if I see that thing, yo, I'm scared, because
Yeah.
you see all these other cases we've talked about today now. Like it's
There's
hard,
so much.
man.
So,
It's
so
hard.
the truth is, the reason why it's hard is because, again, it's still going to end up with the man's word against the
Against her
woman's, and
word,
in
yeah.
which case the woman is going to win. So here are some things you have to tip, guys, because the truth is we can only share tips based on what we've experienced
And again, it's
and the
like
things
I
we've
want the
learned.
ladies to understand something when they listen to this episode. At least if you've made it to the end, Sha. Like again,
Good
we
point.
don't condone rape. We don't support it. Like it's wrong, and a lot of men need to actually have a lot of these talks and re-educate themselves. Men, old, young. But we just also wanted to have a conversation of the other side, because unfortunately there are a lot of men that this happens to. Some men even end up committing suicide even for this kind of thing now, because unfortunately your name is tarnished for life
And every
with that kind
business
of
brand you want to work
like
with, any
like
family, it's messed up. Your whole life is literally done. Like, especially if you can't prove
like
otherwise.
if we just, because of time now, because I know we've been doing, like there's a
Yeah.
celebrity, like he's like a mini celebrity, like the Justin UG guy. Like you say how he had his case where he was accused, and the evidence that saved him was he had his flight tickets or
And
something,
passport and stuff. Yeah.
evidence. Now what's funny is, yes, he's proven that he did not do it, but two questions though: what happened to the girl that accused him?
Nothing.
Number
I don't
two,
think I
look at
see.
how even up to now, what is still associated with his name?
Is exactly. It's not even, you say the case, they won't even say the girl's case. They'll say it's the guy's
His
case.
case that he was innocent for, it is now tied to his name for
Yeah. And
life.
so no matter what, they'll be like, oh yeah, I had one sexual
That
assault
one
case like
case, I
that.
mean, and the thing is, some people might not say he was innocent too, but they just said that one thing now
Yeah.
and continue on. So it's a very scary thing, and that's why I say, guys, just try and educate yourself. And like I say, with any sexual partner you have that's a woman, get to, even if it's a casual thing, get to know her, get her comfortable to the point that your mind is at peace. That, look, God forbid, if anything should happen after, you are prepared. That's
Yeah.
all you can do.
And also there shouldn't be anything like persuading or convincing or cajoling. Like, it should be a clear cut. If the person says no, you're like, oh, sorry, I apologize. I hope I hope I didn't cross any lines. You end it there. Now, if you find that the person is being a little manipulative in that, maybe after they said no, they're not like, oh yeah, come, I was just joking. Again, to me, that's a red flag.
Red
Horrible
flag.
red flag.
Red flag.
Just at that point, tell the person,
Red
I know some people don't
flag.
have a lot of, self-control, but in that moment, let the person
I
know, I'm
remember. Oh
sorry, but
my
you
God!
can't,
You just
you can't,
reminded.
you can't give consent and then
You
retract it
just
just
reminded me
at the
of a
point.
girl that told me one day. So you're not trying to hit this. One time I was at her house. I did fear that day. I did fear, because I won't lie, she was bad, but it was just like,
It's your word again, especially if you haven't seen, like, if you guys have not talked, there's no build up, there's no, apart from just like sexual talks like flirting, there's a way you talk with someone on other things that you just kind of know, oh, we're on the same wavelength, or we're on the same vibe. Now, it also doesn't mean that is automatically consent, right? But if the person withdraws consent, maybe while you guys are trying anything, it could also be that there's something where you can, oh, again, like I said, sorry, I hope I didn't cross any lines. Now, it should now be up to you if you want to proceed with that kind of person. Personally, again, like I said, for me,
peace of mind.
for someone like me, I'll kind of just close the curtains on that. And I'm like,
a
you know
man.
what?
I
It's
say,
cool.
man, think about it this way, yeah. You want to be a man that's a man of substance, a man of success. Think of it that you have more to lose.
A lot more to lose. And that by more, we
You
mean your
get
entire
more
life.
to lose, because
Your
your
entire
name
life.
is also part of your business, whether you like it or not. They're going to say that person. No.
Yeah. So,
I mean, guys, it's a good topic. Like I said, we want to hear your comments, opinions. Like I say, please, I urge all of you to listen to the whole episode, because we know a lot of times with podcasts now, people just listen to parts or clips, but listen
just
to
run
the
with it,
whole episode to get context. But great talk. Of course,
Yeah.
keep sending in your questions, comments. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen, Menisms Podcast. We have our own separate channel. And yeah, let's just have these healthy conversations,
yeah,
and
I think
send your...
one more thing though that I need to add is, so again, we don't exactly have. What do you think should be the consequence of like false accusations? Like, because I feel like because there's a lot to get away from
Oh, jail.
with it. But that's the thing. What part of the law even like really,
It depends
because
what
look,
country
you
we're
just said like the Justin case now. That person should be seeing some time.
It also depends. Well, any country, to be honest, anybody that does false accusation should go to jail because, again, you are risking names. You're risking life. You're risking a lot for somebody. Man or woman, by the way, because I don't want it to just
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
because
Of
women
course.
will have their lives and all that.
And
But
men can also
anybody,
actually claim that they were sexually
anybody
assaulted, but it's a
that
lie.
does a false accusation that genuinely is a false accusation should at least go to jail for something because you put somebody else's life at risk based off your own selfishness. And again, let me be careful with that statement in terms of if it's an actual false accusation, then you need to go to jail. If the evidence shows that nothing genuinely happened, then you need to go to jail.
Yeah, I fully agree because I actually know women who are out on a vendetta.
I mean, look at
Like to them,
how
it's
they
like,
say-
you know what? I want to
at-
just make
look at
sure
the-
men are
that's why I
just
said I
ruined.
came from Yankee, bro. All these Yankee college football players now that, oh my God, he touched me. Next you know, it was consensual. Guess what? Scholarship gone.
Gone, yes,
Name,
now.
bro. You know hear about that college football player? This guy was about to be the number 1 draft pick. He was a defensive lineman, big guy like this. I had sex with one girl. Case went all over. I was dropped from the football team. Draft gone. Took a year or 2 years even to finally get the evidence to show that he was free. But guess what?
Well, his
In
life
those
is already-
2 years, they've already drafted your mates 2
Of
years in the
course.
league. Like, your chance is gone.
You know what I mean? It's to get too emotional. If
Yeah,
you go
bro.
into
That's
it,
what I said. That's
get
what I said.
emotional,
It was a
get
conversation that needed to be had. So
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
subscribe. We'll be back again, guys. We appreciate you. I'm Michael Scenario.
And I'm Moro
And we will see you next time on Menisms.
Yeah.